guys, so today I am here with Amanda Avery, who is the founder of Bluff City Magazine, also the founder. So how are you doing today, Amanda?
I am wonderful, Marissa. Thank you for asking.
Yeah. I want you to share your story on how you got started with your magazine and what made you want to do that.
Absolutely. So I do have a book publishing background, and I know I wanted to do something in the publishing realm. And so I started with the Bluff City Chronicle newspaper in 2018,
Mhm.
and I did a couple issues of that, but it just did not resonate with me.
Mhm.
I couldn't get that feeling of to attach myself to that particular publication.
Yeah.
So one day, an Essence magazine came in the mail, and it just hit me. A light bulb just came on, and I said, maybe I can create a magazine for entrepreneurs. Since I am an advocate for entrepreneurs, I thought that would be right up my alley. And 2019, I started to think about the concept of Bluff City Magazine, is what I was going to call it. Um, and that's how Bluff City Magazine actually was born. Just kind of through it was just a wham. Magazine came in the mail, and I transitioned from a newspaper to a magazine.
Oh wow, that's really interesting. And did you happen to look like at any other magazines just for inspiration, or you kind of just like I'm gonna do it my own, like just any inspiration?
Yeah, so a combination of both. I looked at Essence magazine, and that is a very, very high quality magazine that's been around for a very long time.
Oh wow.
And I knew initially I could not match that quality, right? Because I did not have any experience, I didn't have any prior knowledge or education on how to put a magazine together.
Mhm.
So I just opened up my laptop, research, what do you need to put a magazine together? And I created my very first one in 2020. But of course, over the years, I've tried to improve the look, the layout, and the design of it. But I actually worked on this thing with no prior knowledge, education, or lessons on how to put a magazine together.
I'm really impressed by that because it goes to show that even if you don't know anything at first, you can learn anything and or
Yes.
have no prior experience. So that's
Mhm.
something that I can relate to on a personal level. So for anyone who's listening, this could be like just a motivational piece of advice. So yeah,
Mhm.
I'm really impressed by that. That how you were able to learn and then make it your own thing. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. Do you have any long-term goals for both yourself and the magazine?
Yes, so we are now at 22 issues. We are in our um, fourth volume. I anticipate to grow the magazine a little bit more, to have more stands in the city,
Mhm.
to have a little more content in the magazines, and also increase our advertisers. So that is my goal for 2025, is to be a little bit more vigilant in the community, actually go and talk with business owners, let them know how wonderful Bluff City Magazine is and how we cater to small business owners and entrepreneurs. So in 2025, I do plan to grow the magazine beyond.
Oh wow, that's an amazing goal too. And plus, I know Memphis is a good city, so or a pretty big
Hmm.
city. So there's a lot of opportunities out there. Speaking of Memphis, is there anything like you want to do in Memphis that you haven't explored yet? Meaning like any like uh things that you want to report about. I did notice that you report like on food, just any subjects in Memphis that you haven't discovered yet.
Yes. So I want to have maybe a sports writer to come aboard. I think that'll be great.
Oh,
We have some amazing pro sports here. We have the Memphis Grizzlies. U of M has a phenomenal basketball and football team. We have the Redbirds.
Mhm.
We do tennis here. So we have quite a big sports industry here in Memphis. So I'm thinking if we bring on a sports writer, that would kind of help, round out Love City Magazine. So that's one thing I'm
Mhm.
thinking. And then also maybe someone in the arts, people
Mhm.
that are musicians, entertainers, artists, people who like to paint. I think that'll
Mhm.
also showcase the talent here in Memphis. So those are two things I want to add when we reach 2025. Those are two goals I would like to add to my strategy. My strategic planning is adding a sports writer and maybe some type of creative arts writer.
Yeah, that sounds really cool, especially with the arts one too. I know there's especially in that area a lot of
Hmm.
good art.
Hmm.
Yeah, so yeah, that's really interesting. And then my next question is how do you balance where you're gonna go with your editorials? I know that you have a couple. Do you like how do you what is the process behind that of picking someone for an editorial?
Well, I utilize first and foremost the people that I'm connected with. I think
Mhm,
that the people that you're connected with, give them a chance to be on your team. You
mhm,
already have a relationship with them. So right now we have three three regular columns. We have leader tips, which is written by my bishop, Bishop Elbert Jones III. So he talks about just leadership tips on leaderships. How to
mhm,
balance um, being a leader, maybe, and working ministry, all that. And then I have Kenneth. He's a owner of the franchise of Hot Works. So he
mhm,
writes Let's Get Fit. I mean, that guy, when I tell you he's fit, he works out and he is fit. So he writes about tips, how to kind of, workout tips, eat right and all that. His name is Kenneth Burnett. And then I have Taste Buds, which is written by Chef Fran Mosley. So she gives tips on food, the trends, in the food industry. So those are our
uh-huh,
regular columns. And then I have a guest contributor each issue.
uh-huh,
So that'll be somebody I just may meet and love what they do. They already have some experience in writing. And that also kind of gives people in the community who's not a regular writer of Bluff City Magazine, give them a
mhm.
chance to be spotlighted.
Yeah, yeah, I love how um even if they don't have much experience, you give them a chance
Mm-hmm.
to prove themselves or to believe in themselves because that's another thing too. A lot of these companies or they want someone who has experience, which is just as good, but it's nice to, give someone a break and let
Mm-hmm.
them have their chance. So that's something that I can relate to also. So speaking of kind of going more on the topic of editorials, you mentioned that food is a focus in your
Mm-hmm.
editorials. What inspired you to explore that topic?
Well, Memphis is a food city, believe it or not. Memphis is all things food, sports, and entertainment. Those three things Memphis does well. Um, we have so many restaurants here. We have so many creative chefs and caterers, and I'm a foodie myself, so I just thought that would be an added piece, a great added
Mhm.
piece to Bluff City Magazine is to talk about food. Now, one of the things I would like to do in the future is to have someone to do food reviews. I think that will be an awesome piece to
Yeah.
add. And so I need to see what that looks like when I get ready to go to this next phase because next year will make 5 years for Bluff City Magazine.
Oh, wow.
5 years. Oh my gosh. It's been a long, tedious journey, but at the 5 year mark, it's time to take it to the next level. So we got to start adding in some things that make people really want to pick up Bluff City Magazine.
Yeah, that's awesome though. Congratulations of hitting the 5 year mark.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you, thank you.
Yeah, and to speaking of food, because for me personally, I've never been to Memphis, but I've always wanted to. So, for even someone who's not a local in Memphis, they can see what kind of restaurants to try. So,
Mhm.
so I'll take that to note. See if there's any, if you have any recommendations on what to try in Memphis or what to do. Um, but yeah, that's kind of also leading me into my next question.
Okay.
What is one of your favorite things about Memphis overall?
I think it is the talent, um, creatives. Memphis has such an amazing pool of creatives. And firsthand, when I interview, my features, whether it's a cover story or spotlight story, just their journey, how they came up with their concept, it's just it's just mind blowing. So I would
Mhm.
say the creativity behind our business owners is just it is unmatched. Um yeah, I creativity. That's first and foremost what Memphis has, I feel. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's interesting to always hear somebody else's story because what they've gone through and kind of like what I'm doing now basically is listening
Mhm.
to your story and other stories can inspire, someone else's story to do something. So I can resonate with that. And especially, creativity is a big one. And
Mhm.
yeah, from talking with other people who are from Memphis, I can tell like just a lot of creativity. So that's why I would love to travel there someday. Hopefully I
Mhm.
can. But yeah, and then for my last question is, do you have any advice for anyone who might be listening or watching this about anything?
Yes. No matter what you aspire to do, you can do it. You don't necessarily have to have any knowledge. You don't have to have expertise. You can gain expertise and experience along the way. If your heart is set on trying to create something new, create something different, you can do it. Start small, work the kinks out along the way, because you will never get to where your strategic planning is perfect for you to launch. And I remember before I started the magazine, I would always say, okay, I have a business idea, I have a business concept, but I'm not ready yet. I need to plan a few more things. I need to plan phase 4. I need to plan phase 5. I need to write down a little more. I need to research a little bit more. No, if you do that, you would never launch your business. You would never put that concept that you have in your heart. You would never put it out there. So I want to encourage the listener of this podcast, if there is something burning deep down that you need to birth it now. Work the kinks out along the way, perfect the craft along the way, hone your skills along the way, and whatever it is that's inside of you that you need to birth out is not only for you, but it's for your potential customers, your potential clients. So my advice is to go ahead and push it out there.
Wow, that well said. I really love
Mhm.
the part when you said if it's deep inside of your soul, then it's telling you something. So
Yes.
I that's something too I've for me on a personal level I can relate to a lot. And so you just have that itch that's telling you to do it.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
but yeah, I want to thank you for your time to speak with me today. I've had a pleasure of listening to your story and all of those good things. Do you have anything else you want to say, like on upcoming projects?
Yes, we have just finished issue 21 with Coach D. She is a lifestyle coach and beautiful lady, beautiful soul inside and out. And September will mark our 21st issue, and then we're going to close out with issue 22 for 2024. And we're on our way to volume 5. So
Ah,
stay tuned. Check us out, bluffcitymagazine.com. We're also on Instagram, Bluff City Magazine. And that is it. Yes. Thank you so much for having me.
yeah. Again, yeah, thank you for taking the time to speak with me, and I hope you have a great day.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.